Hey everybody, welcome to the new normal. I'm your host, Lisa Davis, aka Litecoin Lisa. We've got troublemakers to the right of us, to the left of us. I got in trouble yesterday, demonetized. Got Johnny coming up next, so buckle up. Who knows what's going to happen? Give us a like, share this video. Let's get the word out. Welcome, Johnny, to the Troublemakers channel.
What's going on, Lisa?
I'm going to change the name of my show to Troublemakers Are Us.
Troublemakers. How's everybody doing out there?
I think they're all good. I think we've got a bunch of great friends in the chat. Tom, Open Minded Bitcoin. I saw Ron Biznowski in the chat. Warrior 32. I think JB sees you.
I'm hoping I get to meet some people in person in Oklahoma City, August.
Yeah, you've got your flight booked. So you're coming into the event on August 6th for Team Mighty. I'm so thrilled you agreed to be the MC for the Team Mighty celebration. We're going to be celebrating freedom and life, and we've got just amazing people coming in. Bix Weir, Road to Ruta, Felisa from Patriot Party Rocks, Brent Hamachek from Human Events. I've got a few more surprises and secrets and a couple more asks in to see if we can get some more people coming in. We will have dinner and drinks, and so hopefully all of you guys can join us. There is also a VIP after party opportunity. The tickets there's a link in the description at the very top to get the tickets to the event. They're right here at Eventbrite. And then to get the after party tickets, you have to go to my website, litecoinlisa.net, and go to contact page and send me a little message and let me know that you're interested in a VIP after party ticket. Those are $250 a piece, and I will send you the options to pay for that. So you can pay for that in crypto, Cash App, or PayPal. So
very nice.
We're going to have a great time. There's also Bix is making it like a whole weekend thing. So our event is on Saturday in Oklahoma City, and Bix is doing a full road show on Friday. So you guys need to come and make like a whole weekend of it. So I'm not sure why.
Weekend.
Sorry. Go ahead.
It.
Yeah.
I've never been to Oklahoma either, so I'm pumped to.
Well, you've never been to heaven. Never been to Oklahoma. That's a song.
Never.
So
I'm pumped. I'm happy. Happy I'm coming. I'm happy. You asked me to MC it with you? That's awesome. Definitely a message I want to promote, and that my energy is behind. So this is awesome. So I'm August 6th. I hope to see you guys there.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I figured since Papa's the warrior this year and you are Mom's favorite child, that would be appropriate to have you as the MC.
I love it.
So you're causing a little ruckus yourself. I know I got demonetized yesterday, but you were getting shadow banned, or did you get?
So this video,
Twitter,
when I put it out there, all of a sudden it was like popular. Like a lot of people were like liking it and retweeting it, but it had no views for the first 2 hours. And I was like, that's weird. How could all these people be liking it, retweeting it, talking about it, and then no one's viewing it? And so I guess this is Twitter's way to suppress things that they want suppressed. It makes sense that they would try to suppress Litecoin to some degree. Litecoin has so much to offer, and we're seeing it right now. We're seeing it. Litecoin's actually been performing well compared to other cryptos. So, I mean, right now is a rough day for cryptos, but in the last 24 hours, Litecoin is down in US dollar terms, but it's up 3.19% against Bitcoin. That's big. And that's what
That is big.
And over the last 7 days, it's up 1.98% against Bitcoin, but over the past 30 days, it's up 26.15% against Bitcoin. So I expect this trend to continue, a slow bleed into Litecoin, especially as there's a lot of concern now over stable coins.
Yes.
A lot of concern. So I never liked stable coins. I was always a guy that was like, hey, Bitcoin or Litecoin should be your stable coin in the end, because in the end they'll be the most stable, and every other currency will fluctuate against them.
Yeah, definitely. I know, I had sent that email to Uncle Cliff about, we sold the plane. I call it the plane. We sold the Audi, and just because the market, you can't look at this market and not think like, what can I sell and put into crypto right now?
Right.
Just looking at what's best for our family and all that. And thinking about the future. And so I was talking to Uncle Cliff and emailing with him, and he was like, just like right now, he was saying nothing's safe because of the death of the dollar. And I think it's my interpretation. He means because as the dollar dies, we won't know how to value things. And so you will have this opportunity to get the things that will be there after the crash, and what will be used in the future. And I believe that will be Litecoin, Bitcoin, those things that if you listen to what they're saying, are, have value and are real commodities. Even Gensler and those guys are saying, they're already messaging what's going to be accepted in the future.
Litecoin is considered a BLCA, Bitcoin like crypto asset. So it's treated the same as Bitcoin. So if he's saying Bitcoin is going to be looked at as a commodity, it means Litecoin is going to be looked at as a commodity. We know that the problems haven't been fixed yet. All right. Now, Litecoin and Bitcoin is an invention. All right. Bitcoin was an invention, a way to send digital value from point A to point B without A knowing B and without any fear of fraud or a double spend. And a double spend, let's review what a double spend is. In the cash world, a double spend would be receiving counterfeit notes. You get counterfeit bills, you're stuck holding the bag. You can't then, I want to spend these because someone gave them to me. Sorry, you
got stuck with the check.
Yep.
Then the bank won't cash because somebody else wrote the same check or wrote another check for the same amount, and they cashed their check first.
Bingo. That was point 2, is that in the banking world or the check world, double spend is a bad check, a fake check, or however you want to, rubber checks. Most people call check that bounces, mm-hmm. Right? And in the credit card world, it's credit card fraud. Now, credit card fraud, the business gets the money right away, but then if there's fraud on that transaction, they lose the money, and they can lose the money for up to 6 months after the sale took place. So Bitcoin was an invention that solved this problem. Now, it hasn't been fixed yet in the traditional system because they still use the legacy rails. So when you got to think about this conceptually, what will be here after a crash, or if everything goes to zero in fiat terms, right? If fiat dies, what will still be around, what will still be needed. Well, there's still going to be things, people still need to transfer value. All right. So there's still going to be some type of money, some type of payments. I would think Visa, MasterCard would still be around because they would have the rails in place. They would just integrate crypto networks, other types of networks into the Visa.
They're already doing that, right?
They're already doing that. Mm-hmm. Gold and silver, where, I mean, obviously silver, there's going to be a need for still. It's consumable. It's used in industry. It's used in medications. I mean, there's a lot of use. Obviously, silver is still going to be needed. So what's not going to be around? Well, paper. Companies, because they're also interconnected. Pension funds, 401ks, fund after derivative. One goes, they tend to all go. You know what I mean? They start falling like dominoes.
I want to play this video of yours that got shadow banned, but to bring to your point, I shared with my Patreon this morning that Walmart got sued for fraud for collecting fees for fraudulent for sending fees for sending money. Let's see, where is
some type of money transfer
for money transfers, because they were collecting fees for it. You know, they have the Western Unions and whatever in their in their stores, but they were also charging fees
on top of that. So they were,
and so they were part of that. And those are that's what you're talking about. Those middlemen, that's what's going to go away. And so they're already actively being attacked or looked at, moved out of the way. So, which I think that's part of that getting ready for the CBDCs is some of these other on-ramps and off-ramps or exits are being closed. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think a lot of exits and stuff is being closed. And that's why I said last week, it's a dangerous game to try to sell your crypto to buy it back. I mean, would you want to send your precious crypto to an exchange and then try to buy it back when there's real turmoil going on? I mean, that's why we preach get your assets in your own possession. So, you know, one Litecoin is one Litecoin. One Bitcoin is one Bitcoin. 1 ounce of silver is 1 ounce of silver. 1 ounce of gold is 1 ounce of gold. Those are things of real value. So what's it say? U.S. sues Walmart for allowing fraudulent money transfers that scam customers. Okay, so what basically they're saying is that Walmart didn't do their due diligence, and a common scam. Now this occurs on Bitcoin ATMs, MoneyGram, Western Union, anything where you're transferring money, is where fraudsters target unsuspecting people. A lot of times they say they're the IRS, Social Security, they're immigration. A lot of times these are romance scams.
Oh, okay.
And they direct people to get to a Western Union, a MoneyGram, a Bitcoin ATM, and send money to them. Now, Walmart, I don't think they had anything in place to try to prevent this. Usually a smaller store has better safeguards because the owner a lot of time is right there and they could see the person in distress. And a lot of times they would be stopped because of that. A Walmart, I mean, you know, most of the people that are walking around, like, they don't even want to go near the customers. Never mind.
Mindless. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not surprised. Lots of this stuff though that occurs, and this plagued the credit card business too for a while. They use merchant accounts too for the same. A merchant account's obviously a lot easier for them to use, but it's short-lived. You know, it's so easy to pick apart the system. That's what woke me up to Bitcoin and Litecoin was we kept getting fraudulent applications for merchant processing accounts that people were stealing people's identity and they were submitting them to my company, several other companies trying to get approved for these merchant accounts. And that was a tidal wave of fraud that started coming in. I saw it around like 2014. It started hitting heavy. And 2014, 2015 was when it was really, really big. And I was scratching my head. I was really worried. I'm like, man, these people are picking this banking system apart. They're picking it to absolute pieces. Nobody cares. They can't do anything about it. They usually, for each fraudulent application they would submit, they'd be able to steal about $25,000 to $30,000 before they got stopped. So they got away with that scot-free all day long. And I was just scratching my head, and I'm like, man, this has to stop. Like they have to do something, has to be done. And then that's why when I found out about Bitcoin and how there's no central authority and how the payments, there's no double spend. They can't be censored. They can't be stopped. I was like, oh my God. I was like, this solves so much of this fraud that I'm seeing. My God. But it hasn't been fixed yet at all.
Well, I think Veritasium fixes that. I think that's where, when Reggie gets involved, like once the system crashes, once the government starts getting cryptos, uses CBDCs, it's going to break. And I think Veritasium, they're going to realize they're infringing on Reggie's patent, and they're going to have to come to him. It's not going to work. And that's going to then expose everything. And they're going to be like, oh crap. And then the double spend stops.
Right. So all these, Veritasium, Bitcoin, Litecoin, there's other crypto projects.
Yeah, the truth projects.
They solve problems. They're inventions and these creations that solve these problems, but they haven't been implemented yet or allowed to be implemented yet to actually fix it on the surface level for what people use. So people, the general public, still exposed to all this bad stuff, and nothing for them has really been fixed yet. To them, they look at it as, oh, Bitcoin, the stock. Wow. Yeah. People lost a lot of money, they say. Wow.
And all they're hearing about is the ICOs of 2017 and NFTs of, monkeys with snot dripping down their face. They don't understand how it works, what the real use case of an NFT is, to show ownership, a chain of custody.
Yes.
Yeah.
And being able to build yourself a residual or royalty into your work.
Right.
So that's the real value. They wanted to distract everybody with this digital artwork.
Right.
Which on one hand, they say, hey, it gets people into crypto, but it gets them in the wrong way. Mm-hmm. They're not really training anyone the right way. And there's a reason I like talking to people that aren't so young about crypto, because they don't understand money at all. They get the tech of it. But when you talk to people that lived before 1971, they lived in an age when there was a gold standard. They grew up, silver was real money that circulated around in the coinage that people use. So it's like, I feel like they have a different foundation that they're coming from. But so I just hope that this stuff can be implemented and allowed to be fixed. But I think a lot of the NFTs, it's all for 2030. You'll own nothing and be happy. Sell your regular stuff, buy this picture that you don't even really own, and you could pay all this money for it. Yeah, give us your real hard assets and we'll give you the sats.
Well, and we had that conversation. I don't know if Sean and I were having the conversation, or was it, I'm not sure who, maybe it was yesterday on Woo Woo, about how, you know, we used to have this hard money that we carried around that weighed something, you know, in our hand, the coins. And as we spent it, you could feel it and your purse got lighter. And so you had a consciousness or an awareness of your spending. Well, then they went to, you know, the paper. Well, you still kind of know how many pieces of paper are in your envelope.
You don't want to give away all your hundreds, you know what I mean?
Right. You don't want to give away those pieces of paper. Well, then they got us to these little cards where you're just going swipe, 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 swipe. And by the end of the day, you don't know what's gone or there's nothing showing you. You don't see the number on that little card. You're clueless. You know, and then they talk about that, you know, well, how much monthly payment can you afford? All this. So we've been trained out of knowing what value we have of something.
And you
know?
forget when you spend on a card, you don't even pay attention. You're just half the time you don't even look at what it is. You could be getting mischarged. You don't realize. You know, a lot of things with credit cards. You even got to look at restaurants. A big scam that goes on is they'll adjust the tip and add some more money in, thinking that people don't pay attention. But I don't go through my credit cards every day and look at what's being spent. You know what I mean? So it's they've trained. When I used to pay in all cash, I knew every penny I was spending. I was very cognizant of it. If I'm spending my Litecoin, damn well sure I know exactly how much I got, how much I'm spending, what wallet is it coming out of. But not a credit card. It's like that's what they want. Reckless spending. How much monthly payment can you afford? We're whacking you with this interest. You're really paying a lot more for the items.
Yeah. I want everybody to hear this video. You guys, if you're not following Johnny on Twitter, go follow him because he's always putting out some amazing truth.
How's it going today? All right, guys. So why Litecoin, right? Why did I choose to work with Litecoin? Reason was it stemmed from my interest in payments. I was working in the credit card payments industry. I still do, right? But I was really heavy into it at that time. And I saw the problems that were going on with sending payments around. Saw a lot of fraud that was occurring. Then I started to see a lot of targeting of businesses from the bad guys, right? Businesses they didn't like, they wouldn't want to process the payments for. So I was like, man, this system is not good. It needs to be fixed. I was like, and you have to fix it with something digital because the world's only going more digital. So when I was presented with Bitcoin, I loved it. When I was presented with it after a few years, right? It's about 2017. I love the idea of it because I was like, my God, this fixes a lot of the problems that I'm seeing. And then when I saw Litecoin, when I actually saw Litecoin in action, made me fall in love with Litecoin as this payments coin and this payment option. And I love that how closely tied to Bitcoin it was. Because again, I fell in love with Bitcoin. I just love the fact that there was a Bitcoin Litecoin that cleared faster, had a lot lower transaction fees, and that seemed more scalable. I love that as a payments processor. So right now, none of these problems have been solved. There's still tons of fraud going on in the credit card world. As I saw in the last year, they're still targeting businesses, whoever they want, whenever they want, worse than they ever have. So the need for Litecoin is more than it ever has been, right? And I really only vibe with Bitcoin and Litecoin ever. I respect other cryptos. I'm not one of those people. But for me, it was about fixing the money and fixing the payments. And I was like, man, Bitcoin and Litecoin, they really can do it all, especially with the Lightning Network and different things that you'll be able to scale off of them. So that's it, guys. That's why I chose Litecoin. Hey, what's up?
I love it. I love it. We had a conversation this morning. You were talking about, oh gosh, just totally escaped me. the, oh gosh, I gotta turn my volume down. I'm sorry. Oh gosh, what was the last thing you mentioned in this video?
I'm drawing a blank now.
We were just talking about it this morning. Hold on. Let me go back. We got to listen to it again.
Faster, have a lot of transaction fees, and seem more scalable. I love that as a payments processor. So right now, none of these problems have been solved. The Lightning Network thing, was it? All going on in the credit card world.
No,
it's the year, they're still targeting businesses, whoever they want, whenever they want, worse than they ever have. So the need for Litecoin is more than it ever has been, right? And I really only vibe with Bitcoin and Litecoin ever. I respect other cryptos. I'm not one of those people, but for me, it was about fixing the money and
fixing the money. That's it. Fixing the money. So originally, Bitcoin and Litecoin are about fixing the money, and Bitcoin, it's kind of gotten away from that. It's gotten into this number go up thing.
Yeah.
And right now that we're in, that's another benefit of the bear market right now. Like, you know, we had a very down meeting before this, so we started a little bit late. And you see who's really in on the tech and who's really in on changing the money and fixing the money. And those are the people that show up to things, you know, and you see who's gonna really, you know, let the weak hands get shook out. And I'm okay with that, you know, because you either want dirty fiat, you want lots of these, you know, which I don't, you know,
saw that ripping up fiat on this show.
Or you want, you know, the future because you want to maintain your value. And your value is your work. You want to quit being a slave. You want to quit letting them choose what your value is. Yep. And I want to store my value in something that they don't have control of. And so I think that's where you'll see in a bear market who chooses not to be a slave, who's in it to change the money, to fix the money. And those are the people, when it comes around again, that's who I'm going to put my time and effort and my value in on.
100%, because it's, for me, I'm not helping people so number can go up for them. And because most people, they don't look, I'm all about helping you to be better financially, but most people that want number to go up, they can't buy now because they're too afraid, and they don't get it because they didn't learn about it in the first place and realize what this is. They just looked at it as a stock. They listened to what CNBC said or Jim Cramer said, and they're like, that's what I believe. They're telling themselves in their mind. And then now they're like, oh, crypto's dead. And it's just like, you can't help these people. I'm one guy that I like, he's like referred me a few like accounts. I owed him a few bucks, and he wasn't around, so I didn't know how to pay him. And then he was like, so he was back, like, and he hit me up. He's like, hey, you know, can you send me payment? I said, sure, I'll send you. I pay via Litecoin, or I guess I can send you a Venmo or Cash App. Or he's like, oh, I would have taken some crypto, he said. And I was like, and I reminded him, I said, no, actually, you wouldn't have, because I offered to pay this to you the last time when the market was really low, and you told me no.
Right.
So I said, you don't
get it when it's
so I said, you would have taken it when the price was way higher. Like, that's so stupid.
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 That's the dumbest time to take it.
Dumb. And so it's frustrating for me. I'm all about the people that want to fix the money, want to fix the world. Want to make this better. And Bitcoin got away from this. It came in this number go up thing. This is by design. They don't want us fixing the money with Bitcoin. They want to fix the money with central bank digital currency coin. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They don't
I
want
think
to.
that's why they're attacking the stable coins. I think that's why they're attacking the exchanges. I think that's why they're attacking the off and on ramps, because they're getting ready to bring in their CBDCs.
100%.
Iran's saying they're launching theirs this summer. Uh, who else did I hear? I don't know. I posted it all on my Patreon as I find it.
It's like I said, they don't want us. They don't want to fix it with these inventions, or do they? But do they want to just have it where they can control it so much? That could be another alternative. Maybe they want to. Maybe in the end, they will allow Bitcoin to fix some of this stuff, but they have to have it where it's under such scrutiny and control that it took us away from the initial meaning of what this was all about: freedom for people, right, and sovereignty for people. So we'll see how this shakes out. We'll see. I mean, it's hold on to your hats. We're kind of in a fight for our lives with what's coming up, and don't just stay focused, plan ahead for things, just because then when you're in them, you'll be like, hey, remember that I thought this was going to happen, or we kind of expected this, yada, yada, yada. So right now, we are in what I expected to happen. I just expected the markets to fall from a higher level, but I did expect the markets to fall all year. And until the system gives, maybe they reverse course on the either way. It's either going to be one of two things: either the system's going to completely break, or they're going to reverse course and start lowering the interest rates and pumping the money out again.
Well, so with that said, that Ninja said this was a sign to look for, and you're mentioning it right now. This morning, on my, have them pay for a membership in Epoch Times, and the Fed stated that they will soon return to the money printing to avert government default. And so, or that's the analyst said that. I'm sorry, the Fed did not state that, but analysts are saying that they will have no choice but to soon start return to money printing. And that will be the trigger.
I think they will, and then we're just going to go into a forever inflation, mm-hmm. and it's going to lead us really into this hyperinflation that mm-hmm. A lot of the crypto people right now, we still aren't in hyperinflation. We're in a major inflation. It's not a true hyperinflation. We could get to that point, I think, and quickly. In the United States, as crazy as it sounds, we can get to a hyperinflationary scenario. And I think if they'll be able to control it because of digital money, and they'll be able to keep injecting money out there and just adding zeros. But if you don't have the paper cash and you're not cognizant of what's being spent, they might be able to keep the ruse up for a little while as they're hyperinflating everything away. But that's when you see the price of Bitcoin, Litecoin, silver go to these astronomical numbers. And never forget, Cliff Pye always said, you don't want to live in a world of $600 silver. Enjoy yourself now. That's all I can say. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to enjoy myself and do a lot of stuff, because I don't know when they're going to take all this stuff away from us. I go out all the time, go out restaurants, eat this and that. I don't know when they shut these. When do they shut these places down? When do they?
Well, tomorrow is the beginning of Q3, the third quarter, and Reggie was sending some warnings about that as well. So, it's all coming down pretty quickly. So not to panic, no fear mongering. You guys know I'm Queen of Hopium, but you guys are all prepared. You know what to do. We're all doing the best, making the choices each day. We have the information, but I'm just saying, like, I think we are here, and it's happening like all around the world. So
yeah,
pretty amazing. I know you've got to go, so we've got to cut it a little bit short today. I really appreciate your time. I'm so thankful that you're coming on August 6th and you agreed to be the MC for the evening for Team Mighty. I'm just over the moon about it, and I really appreciate it. I know it's a sacrifice for your family, and I'm really honored that you would do that and contribute in that way. So thank you.
I'm pumped to come. I'm honored to be there. It's going to be a great weekend, and can't wait to party with everybody and MC and talk about freedom and all good stuff.
Will all be great stuff. I'm really excited. So we'll see you there. You guys get your tickets. Go to the link in the description below. It's right at the top. Get your tickets. We only have 100 right now. I know they've already started selling, and we'd love to see you there. It's going to be an amazing event, and definitely worth it. And you want to be a part of it. So check it out. And we'll see you guys tomorrow on happy hour. I'm going to make it may be a little bit later. I'm making a beeline trip early in the morning down to Dallas for a possible health business opportunity that I hopefully will be able to share with you guys. Nice. Some exciting stuff. And we'll be back. I got to talk to Bix for a special announcement from Bix. He's got something to reveal to you guys. So we'll let you know about that tomorrow. And nice. Clint Westwood, of course. All right. Talk to you guys later. Thanks, Johnny. Take care.
Thanks, Lisa. Thanks, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.